Okay, so I'm back here, and today we're gonna make a great carrot cake or carrot cupcakes, depending on what you want to do with it. If it's not around Easter, then you can make it into cupcakes or regular cake. So first you want to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then 1 1/3 cups of sugar. One teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then 3/4 a teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of orange juice or orange extract, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And if you didn't catch all that, I'll put it down below. So just have someone helping me today. I'm having a little trouble. So let's get all this out. So you want to put all your dry ingredients in first. So some of this wasn't completely dry ingredients, but I combined it to make it simpler for washing up too. So all I listed there was what's in here now. So then just mix it up, put it together. If you combined the cinnamon and stuff with your flour and sugar and other stuff, then it might be a little chunky, but once it'll work itself out once you mix it more. For now, we're just stirring it together and getting it mixed up. So just do that, stir it, get it mixed together well. Smooth out any small lumps. And then, so just get that out. And then you're going to want to add the carrots. 2 cups of grated carrots. You want them grated finely. Now, this came out in a lump just because they're packed tightly in the thing. But you want them grated finely, not too thick, or it might come out a little chunky in the carrot cake. And then lastly, you want 1 1/4 cup of oil. You can use canola oil or vegetable oil. So pour that in. So stir that up just a little, and then stir it up a little, and then add in 4 eggs. So I'll skip this part, add the 4 eggs, and then mix it up, and I'll be back once I'm done with that, because I know how much you love me cracking the eggs. So I'm back, and so please give a thanks to my helper, my sister. So she did a great job. So now we're gonna, once you've mixed it, get out some sort of, today I want to make an Easter egg out of it, basically, because I want an Easter theme. So I'm going to use these cups, and it's great because if you want to, in the end, you can either cut it in half and place it on the board like half of an egg, or you could since you can see it has a flat bottom, you could stand it up like that once you cut it off a little more. I mean, it's going to be a little rounded, but so choose what you want. I'm going to use a small one and a big one. So if you're going to make an Easter egg, you need 2 of each cup, or you can bake them separately. But I would suggest you use 2 of each cup. So today I'm going to be doing 2 smaller eggs and then 2 larger ones. So I know this is a long explanation, but I just want to make sure, heat your oven up to 325. Now check whatever you're using for your bowl. glass ones, make sure they can go in the oven and what the temperature max is. These, the temperature, max is 350, so they should be okay. But make sure you check yours because you don't want to harm yourself and break the bowls or any of that bad stuff happening. You can also just put them in regular cupcake tins or a regular cake tin. Now the time will vary on that, so make sure you're watching it. So I would say the time range is between 20 to 25 minutes. Now it really depends on what you're doing. So these are very small and they're about cupcakes, so they should be 20 to 25 minutes. These may be a little over that because they're a lot bigger. They're probably 3 times the size. So the bigger yours is, if you make a regular cake, I would say 30 minutes. But I'll put all that down in the description. So I just wanted to make sure you knew all that explained out correctly. So now just put it in the bowls. I'll do one as a demonstration. I'll do one of the smaller ones. So you're going to want to fill it up. It's going to take a little while, but you're going to want to fill it up 2/3 to 3/4 of the way. Leave a good inch or so from the top because these do rise pretty good. See, so about it's about 2/3, a third left from the top, about an inch. So you're going to want to leave plenty of room because there is a lot of rising agent in this, so really you don't want it to overflow. So that should be good, maybe a little more, but that should be good. Once I filled them all up, I'll put them in the oven, and then we'll start on the next step of our process with the icing. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. Now, before we get started into making the caramel for this, which is going to be part of the icing for the carrot cupcakes or cake or whatever you end up doing, you want to get out 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter, okay, a large bowl, and 1 thing of cream cheese, 1 stick of cream cheese, and 1 box or 1 pound of.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Message I bring you as I interrupt this cooking video is to not forget the real reason for Easter. In the midst of the Easter egg hunts or Easter bunny or whatever you think of when you think of Easter, remember the real reason we celebrate Easter. Jesus. Him celebrating the Passover meal with his 12 disciples, then going to the garden, and there betrayed by one of his own followers, Judas, then crucified, died, and then for us, for our sins, not for just anybody, but for us. So we should remember that. Then, on the 3rd day, he rose again from the dead and saved us from sin. Now, when you're celebrating Easter, that's what we really celebrate Easter about. And remember that as you go through your festivities on Easter. And whether you go to Mass or not on Easter, just remember, keep in mind the real reason we celebrate Easter. Thank you. Now please enjoy the rest of the video as you keep in mind Jesus' sacrifice for us. Confectioners or powdered sugar, whatever you'd like to call it. Okay, so let me take you guys over here to the stove now. So get out 1 cup of sugar, put it in a relatively deep pan because you're gonna wash the sides down and it's gonna bubble up and stuff with when we're doing the caramel. So let me move back a little because I gotta get the okay, some technical difficulties. Okay, so get out the cup of sugar half a cup of water. It doesn't matter if it's warm or cold. I'm just in the process of getting the cakes out of the oven. So, mentioning of that, it's probably good to 25 on the smaller ones you seen I did, and those were about a cup big. So, yeah, and then these still need a little more cooking time. And I'd say those could go about 30 to 35 minutes. So I just give you an update on that. And so let me put those back in. And then also get out. Sorry, I'm a little broken up here. Just telling you what to do, but I wanted to give you an update of the cakes. So anyways, get out a tablespoon of light corn syrup. So far it's a cup of sugar, tablespoon of light corn syrup, and a half a cup of water. Now, also have some extra water on the sides and a pastry brush, if you don't know what that is. It looks like just like this. I mean, you probably could see it but just like this. So I wouldn't use like a paintbrush if you don't have that, because you don't know where that's been, but just something like that. Okay, I'll move you back over here now that we've cleared the stove out. The oven, actually. Okay, so anyways, now pour in your cup of sugar. Turn this on low, so in between, more towards low, in between low and medium though. Then pour in the half a cup of water. And then, let's see, I just did a little less there, so that's why I'm doing that, if you're wondering. So, and then also put in the tablespoon of light corn syrup. So if you're like, oh my goodness, he like was showing us like he made us wait while we're taking out the carrot cakes and stuff, well, you know, it's kind of good because you get to see like what really goes into baking and stuff, all that. So it's just pure baking at its finest. Okay, so get the best out of it you can. Just put that to the side. Get out the wooden spoon or something like that, and then just give it a good stir. So keep that, just stir it real good till it's mixed together and the sugar is sort of dissolved. Now, just till it's mixed together at this point. Now just leave that on there and take your brush that I mentioned earlier and just, so get it dabbed nicely in the water, and then just like do this, run it along the sides of the pan, get a little more water, and do that all around. So the reason for this is so that it doesn't crystallize on the side of the pan when you're creating the caramel. Now, I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I think it's okay. So if you don't want to end up doing this, just buy some caramel, real caramel at the store that come in like, I think like cubed chunks or something. Not the like stuff that they sell near the ice cream, because that's has other stuff in it. It's not just pure caramel. So yeah, that's the alternate option. And then just skip to the part where you're mixing it in with the cream cheese and stuff after I finish the caramel. So that's the option. Make sure you keep your sides of your pan washed down when you're doing that, and just make sure you stir it as you're doing it. So you're going to want to leave it on low, wash down the sides of the pan constantly until it comes to a boil. Then once it does that, I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so I'm back. As you can see, it started boiling, which is good. You really gotta stir it, wash down the sides. Turn the heat up to medium-high heat. And then you're gonna just want to watch it. Keep stirring it every once in a while and wash down the sides. And then really watch it because it's gonna start to turn light brown. And then once it turns a nice golden color, take it off the eye and you'll be good. So I'll be back and I'll show you the final result of how the caramel looks. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna zoom in. This is what it should look like. So like a deep amber color. I mean, this doesn't give a great depiction of what it looks like, but you can see it's a nice deep golden ambery-ish color. So let's, you see, okay, so great, you got a great look at that. Okay, now let's straighten this up and go over here. So let's see, so what you're gonna want to do is pull out your, well, actually you're gonna want first, got a little sidetracked, you need to do this first. Okay, so you're gonna get out a cup of heavy cream, and once the you have done your caramel correctly, you're gonna pour in the cream to the hot golden mixture right here. So pour it in very slowly. See, it's like bubbling and stuff. So be careful. Be very careful. So I would say let it cool down first. I mean, it's still hot, but what I'm saying is like, let it, don't, like, as soon as you pull it off the stove, don't, you know. I mean, I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. So anyways, let's just stir this in. See, now you really want to be careful because it's getting, now see, it's turning this, you really gotta get it, like, so you really want to get it in there while it's still hot, because as you can see, it's getting this, it turned like firm. So let me get this all stirred up and then I'll come back once I got it corrected, and we'll start with the icing. Okay, so I'm back. I fixed it pretty much. I got it stirred up enough. I mean, it's not perfect now, but it's a caramel sauce basically that you want. It's caramel, but see these chunks, they're kind of hot. Not too hot, but see, these are real chunks of like caramel, so you can put these aside if you want to like eat them, or you can just throw them away. So let me just put this to the side. So that, you're just looking for the caramel flavor pretty much, so if those form, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But that's why you want to put it in as soon as it's hot, because it cools down the mixture very fast and the caramel starts to harden. So I'll deal with that stuff in a second. But so what you're gonna want to do is, sorry, just gotta get my hands washed and stuff. Let me get out some new mixer things, and so stir together or blend, whatever you want to do. You can do it with a mixer, or it's going to be a lot harder by hand unless you soften your cream cheese. So do it with a mixer blender, and blend the cream cheese. Sound like we're missing out the action because I forgot to do this. Okay. Now let's put in the butter. Okay. Now that. Okay. getting in on all the action here. And then, let's see, get out a teaspoon of vanilla and pour that in. Okay. So now mix that together and add the pound to box of powdered sugar, and I'll be back once I'm done all that. Hey everyone, so I'm back, and I kind of forgot to video the part me mixing all the stuff together, but basically all you had to do was mix the cream cheese, the butter, and the powdered sugar, and then add the caramel sauce as much as you wanted to taste with a teaspoon of vanilla. So that was it, and then just take the whatever you made up, whether it was the way I did it to make these Easter egg look, or you just did it regular in pans, then that's fine. But then you just decorate it however you want, and it's your own little thing from there. So this is how I did it. You can see it's 2 Easter egg halves, and you could do it as a whole standing up, however you want to do it. So thank you for watching, and I'll leave all of the ingredients and baking times in the description. Thank you, and have a great Easter.